Hey everyone, we'll get started in just a second. Hey guys, how's everyone doing out there? It's 7 Demo 7, and we're gonna get started in just a second. I actually have all my lights turned off here so you can actually see the lights on my airplane, although I've got a skylight over here, so you guys actually can't see the lights very well on this, but I did this up last night. We'll talk about this in just a second. So you guys, let's give it about another minute here. We're gonna let everyone populate, and we'll say hi to the people that are coming in. Stick Mix, of course. Here he is. So guys, we're just gonna talk about all the airplanes that I'm gonna be taking to Flite Fest and all that stuff. And let's see, how many planes do I have? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm taking 9 airplanes if I can fit them all inside my car. So, all right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on some lights. So, I really haven't done any night flying up until this point, and so as you guys know, I have this. This is the XK A1200. And I've had this thing lying around my office for a while. I crashed it because it has a little flight controller in the inside of it, and it just never flew correctly. So what I did is I peeled the flight controller out of this, and I just put a standard receiver in there so I could actually fly it like a normal airplane. And this little thing really flies pretty well. It's got a bit of a crooked wing on it. I think this one, it actually goes back a little bit, but it still flies great. It flies for like 20 minutes. So all I did, guys, is I put these 12-volt LEDs on here. You can see these. These are the all-weather ones that have silicone on the top of them, so you can't get them too wet and they won't burn out, pretty much. So, hey, Lauren. Let's see here. So what I did last night is I put 2 strips down the side, and I ran the wires into the inside here into a plug, which is going into my into the balance lead right here. So this powers both the sides here. Now I also have a Y cable that's going into both wings, so basically I can pop this cable off and remove both wings, which is pretty cool. So so let's just take a moment to say hi to everyone out there that is with us right now. We have 19 of you in there, thank goodness. How you guys doing here? Let's just see who's here. Lauren, Stick Mix, Bjarn, is that how you say it? Let's see here, Lauren, 2 monsters. All right, guys. So thanks for everyone that has commented. But anyway, this is one of these airplanes that came from Banggood. It's fairly cheap, but it's one of those. I don't have any motor gliders anymore. I don't have a Bixler, so this really fits the bill. I mean, it's only 1,200 millimeters. It's very, very small. So okay, so like I said, guys, I'll put this one aside, and I'm gonna unplug it real quick. I'm gonna turn on some lights now. Alright, see if that makes a difference. And let's go over here. Turn my lights back on. Turn that on. Turn these on. Okay. Alright, so let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm not using my crazy microphone today, so hopefully everything is just good. So, alright, guys. From the Isle of Man, thanks, guys. Alright, so I'm just going to go over all the airplanes that I'm going to be bringing to Flite Fest West. I'm going to be driving up there. It's going to be like a 6-hour drive. So I'm actually leaving on Thursday morning. My goal is to leave anywhere between 1 and 3 a.m. in the morning, get past LA traffic, get about halfway up there by like 8 or 9 o'clock so I can enjoy the full day there. So, alright guys, so let's just go over all the airplanes that I have here. I'm going to put myself a little bit out of the shot so I can point down at the table so you guys will see more of my hands and not of my ugly face here. So, actually, first off, I've got 2 airplanes down on the ground here. I'll go ahead and show you those guys right now. I was doing some work just to get everything up and ready for Flite Fest. Getting all my camping gear, which I keep here in my office as well, and all of my airplanes. So I just put this back together last night. This is the Dreamflight LaBelle. I wanted to have one free flight glider so I could just go out there and chuck this thing a few times. Now, I had broken the tail portion of this off from basically here to here. I broke it off like twice, and this time I just decided I'm not going to have a rudder on this anymore. It's just going to be aileron and elevator. So I took the rod out of this, and I basically made the rudder just a straight, And so this is just a really lightweight, light wind sloper, and just a nice DLG. So I can't afford the super expensive DLGs that are like $500 to $1,000. So this one really fits the bill. I love the colors on this thing. I have it slightly laminated, just like the first 4 inches is just laminated here. I also took some of the dihedral out of the wing. It had a lot of dihedral, so this one's set up to be a little bit more sporty, if you guys will. So let me put this one aside. So that's airplane number 2. So we have the A1200, the XK A1200. We've got the. Let me go ahead and put the camera up here. We have the LaBelle. NASA, yeah. NASA means what? Need another 7 airplanes. I thought it was never a straight answer because they are hiding the aliens. That's great. Okay, guys, this is literally like my 4th airplane I ever got. This is the Multiplex Fun Cub, and I just flew this last night at Kite Hill. It was a little bit daring because I actually had my rudder servo had burned out, and when I have no rudder servo, that means I have no steering in the rear. So it was pretty interesting landing this thing and just kind of hoping for the best that it wouldn't go rolling into some of those pylons up at Kite Hill. So guys, search my channel. I have one video of this airplane on there. It's called Chasing Shadows. It only has about 300 views, and it's one of my favorite videos that I've done of all time. It's called Shadows. It's flying over the bright green grass of the Irvine field that I used to fly from a lot, and it's of this, and I basically have a GoPro mount on it with the sticking straight up, and it's shooting in all different directions, and basically I'm chasing my shadow that's going across the green down there. One of my favorite videos, and it has so few views. It's like 3, maybe. I haven't checked it in a long time. Maybe it's like around 600 now, but this is one of those airplanes that you have to fly it. There's no forgiveness of this. I mean, if you bank it over like this, just with the ailerons, and you don't use any rudder and elevator, it will just stay there and it'll just go into the ground like this. So this is one of those airplanes that really teaches you how to really, really fly. And I love the flaps on here. These are those type of flaps that actually detach. It's a little bit like the Tundra. So the Tundra actually got this idea from the Fun Cub. So this comes all the way down. I can come in super, super slow. Havard was saying, I love the wheels. So the one thing about these wheels, guys, that you have to know is that they're super slippery, especially on concrete. So if you're not landing on dirt, these things just skitter out, and they actually splay out like this when it lands. So what I did is I took a mountain bike tube, and I cut it about, you can see it here, it's only about this wide, and I hot glued around here. So now when I land on concrete, excuse me, or blacktop, it has traction, which is nice. So these foam wheels are super light. The other thing I did to the landing gear here is it used to just be this one wire, which was always the worst part about this model. The landing gear was horrible. So what I did is I took some piano wire and I soldered it here and here, and I made this bracing mechanism, and this landing gear is much better. I actually would love to take like the Tundra landing gear and retrofit it onto here, which would be really cool, because I like how the Tundra has the suspension and the landing gear. So I also have this Turnigy wood prop on it. It's an 11 by, let's see, what is it? 11 by 4. And it works really well. I run this on 2S and 3S and 4S. So okay, so that's the 3rd airplane. That is the Multiplex Fun Cub. I'm just gonna keep rolling along. Like I said, this is one of my first airplanes. My first aileron airplane that was not like a high wing trainer like my Bixler. So that was my first. Bixler was my first airplane I ever had with aileron. So this is a very nostalgic airplane for me. I bought it painted already. It was all used and everything. So all right, guys. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be bringing this FX61 or if I'm gonna bring the FX79. I am leaning towards the 79 because number one, it breaks down very easily. And what was my first airplane? Hang on a second, flip. I'll get to that in just a moment. You can actually find that on my channel if you go back far enough. You'll see me on my very first flights ever, which is kind of crazy. So I've got the FX61 here. It's pretty much ready to go. All I would need to do is bring the current sensor from the S79 and the GPS, I popped the GPS back here in the wing, and this would be fine. The problem with this one is it doesn't break down anymore. It does have the releases on the wings, but I did crash this one early on in my FPV career. I was pulling around trying to find my buddy. I was falling in behind him, and I needed to tighten up my circle. I started pulling back full elevator, and I didn't realize I had dropped my throttle, and sure enough, it just spun down to the ground. So after that, I cracked the tubes in the inside, so I decided to just glue everything together. Hang on, my nose is going again. Oh my god. Here, look at the airplane. Look at the airplane. Isn't it cool? All right. This one is pretty cool, though, because I have the pan and tilt on it. This is the one from Ready Made RC, and I have a 180-degree servo here, plus a servo stretcher, so this actually goes almost 360, so I can look directly behind me. There we go. And I will stop here in just a moment after this airplane, so I can look back at you guys' comments, so I can answer any questions that was happening there. So this one, very easily ready to go, but it doesn't break down. The FX79 has the same wings, just a bigger center section. So I'm going to find out how much I can jam in my car first before I make my decision on this one. So I'm going to pull this one over here. Thanks everybody again for joining me. Alright, so let's just take a quick peek at some of your guys' comments here. Any questions here? What was my first airplane from Flu FPV? So I kind of had two first airplanes. I had the UMX Radian, and then I had one that I bought off of Craigslist, which was one of those buys that somebody had gotten from Harbor Freight, and it was like a Bixler clone, but the guy had put a brushless inrunner motor in it, and it was really powerful. So that was my very first plane. It's a 3-channel throttle, elevator, and rudder, and that's what it was. And I learned to fly on that. I learned by myself, and you'll see if you look far enough back in my videos, just go all the way to the back, past just near my buggy stuff, and you'll see my very first airplane flights. And it was a wild ride, man. It was crazy. So the Bixler clone was my first airplane, and then I had a UMX Radian. The UMX Radian was fantastic. So those are kind of the two I got right at the same time. So and I never had anyone telling me what to do. I just kind of assumed I knew what to do, and I knew how to do nose-in orientation because of RC cars, and I had just gotten into quads as well. Hang on a second. Oh my god, my nose! How does this happen? Someone must be talking about me. Alright, so let me just go back in the comments just real quick, and let me see if we have any other... Wake up at 5 a.m. I know, love the wheels. You need a freaking fast and loud plane for Flite Fest. Well, I do have that stick mix, and that is in the form of the Mini Drac. It goes about 114 miles an hour. I'm thinking it's actually a little bit faster than that. So this is the Mini Drac, as you guys know, and I added a little bit of artwork to it. Check this out. I'm gonna get this pretty close to the. Look at the 7 Demo 7. All the signature is real. All right, so yeah, I just signed it today. I want to make sure no one else, if I crash at someone else, I'm like, hey, whose airplane is this? Oh, it's 7 Demo 7. So, well, yeah, this is my loud, fast one for Flite Fest West, and I still haven't put any FPV into it. You know what? I kind of like flying at line of sight. It's really cool because I can get it really low to the ground, and the cool thing about this airplane is if you punch it, it does not go up or down by an inch. It just stays dead straight, and it just keeps tracking like a mofo. I wasn't going to use the real words there. So, okay, so let's see. That's FX79, the A1200, the LaBelle, the Fun Cub, and the Drac. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 airplanes I'm bringing so far. Hang with me, guys. We're also going to do the maiden of an airplane coming up. So guys, I'm also bringing my flight test arrow. You guys have probably seen this on the interwebs, on my video. I have a video of this. It's called Flight Test Arrow Trying to Kill Me, and it got very close to me when I was flying this thing. So what I did is I popped out the FPV camera here, and this takes a little 850 milliamp 3S, and it gets going pretty nice. I'm gonna have to add a little bit of lead in the front of this thing. So my reason for bringing this airplane is there's going to be combat. This is going to be a really good combat airplane. It's cheap. I don't have a lot into it. It's got cheap parts on it. If I crash it, I'm not gonna be worrying about it. So that should be pretty awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6 I'm bringing. Let's move along, shall we? Let's see here. Okay, we've got 3 to go, and I will save this one for the last because it's the newest and prettiest. All right, S800, anybody? Yes, the S800 has gotten it's gotten a makeover. Don't you like it? I should plug this in because you guys, I don't think you guys have seen the lights on this thing. It's bright, so let's check this out. I'm just gonna plug in the balance lead here. Hang on a second. Give me a moment. You might need to shield your eyes. Get your sunglasses now. All right, so S800. That's actually, this is the lights from Niche Tech, which is the same people that make the Drone Keeper Mini. This is one of the 2 products they make. They make these, and they also make the Drone Keeper Mini. So that's those. And these are the RGB lights that I have in the back here. I just went ahead and put these all to blue since I have blue. So I'll blue blinking in the front, and I'll have blue in the rear, which is pretty sweet with the propellers going like this, and it's like a disco light. It's for all the Germans out there. All right, so I'm bringing the S800. Should be pretty awesome. Let me go and unplug this. Do the nose bounce up and down on the S800 reptile? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about it as it being unstable, or is it because I'm going? All right. Okay, so the S800. I decided just to put a little paint on this the other day. I did a little fade on the bottom, a little sharp on the top. Just give it some color. All right, so I have 2 airplanes to go, and you guys know this plane well. So one of my favorite airplanes of all time because it flies super slow, and I can FPV it, and I can look past my wing, I can look behind me. No, unstable. No, it's not unstable at all. It's really, really nice. Tom Mullenham, he says, who makes the lights? That's Niche Tech. If you go on to nichemall.com, NICHEMALL, or just search Drone Keeper Mini, go onto that site, and they only have 2 products. They have the LED lights. You can buy individual colors, and you can also buy one that you can cycle through all the colors as well. So that one's a little bit more expensive. But those lights during the daytime, you can blatantly see it. It is so bright. At nighttime, it's actually hard to look at. But you can change the intensity level of the lights, and you can also change the blinking pattern as well. You cannot make them go full color all the time. That's the only thing I don't like. And you can also turn them off, but I want to talk to them and see if they will do that, as far as like being able to have maybe a lower voltage or lower power draw, and actually allowing it to be full on, because I would love that. It'd be much better. Okay, so the Corsair, this is my beat up beater. One of my favorite what was the name again? That's nichemall.net. NICHEMALL. And like I said, if you just look up Drone Keeper Mini, that product is on that website. And like I said, there's only 2 products that they have on there, so you'll be able to find it very, very easy. So can't wait to fly this at Flite Fest West. It's got a classic look to it. It's great because when you're looking through the FPV camera, you can see your full nose, as you guys have seen from my channel. But it gives you one of those FPV feelings that I haven't gotten from any other airplane. Not my FX71, 79, or my wings. Those are all. It's kind of funny. So the way you think about this is, you've got a camera on the front of your airplane. It doesn't matter what airplane is behind you. There's just an airplane. It could be a quadcopter. It's whatever you're percepting. So when you get into like a scale FPV, it gives you a different feeling. It gives you a different appreciation for what you're flying. So if I was flying a wing and I could see like the whole front nose of it, it gives you a different feeling. And if you can't see any of the airplane, so this actually allows you to see your airplane. It gives you that pilot feel, which is what I think we're all looking for, which is pretty cool. So all right, so this is my 8th plane, and I'm gonna go for the 9th plane here. Let me put this down over here. Let me just take, before we get to the last airplane, I won't make this too long, guys. It's already going on 20 minutes, so I apologize. But thank you for spending some of your day with me here. Thanks, Robert, Vermont, Florida, from Andy Morgan. Stick Mix, where are you from? I think Stick Mix, I think he's German, I think, or maybe Swedish. Ooh, I'm probably getting that wrong. All right, Alex FPV, how you doing? Thanks, Jeff. Lauren Robinson, I think mine had gains too high. Yeah, you got to watch the gains on the S800. I don't use the S800, the FC board that they had there. I just got the kit. So, Stick Mix, he's German too. Okay. The disco from Andy Morgan. Jacob Shore, any night flyers? Oh yeah. So Jacob, if you missed the first part of this video, I showed you the night flyer, which is this one right here. This is the A1200. So basically I put some lights on this last night, and I put it on a Y cable so I can still remove my wings and not be plugged in, but I plugged this into my my balance lead for the A1200 here. So this will be my night flyer, and those are all red lights. So that's all I had was red lights. So finally someone from Germany. Let's see, turn it off. Ow, my eyes. All right, hi from Germany, Dan IEL. I'm not sure how I pronounce that. Lots of beginner pilots at Flite Fest don't take expensive planes. Well, they actually have a beginner area and the main line. So hopefully the beginners will stay over at the beginner area. Looks better than mine. I effed up the paint job. Are you talking about the S800, Lauren? You got to use Plastidip. Plastidip is the only thing that sticks to molded EPP, and that's the same thing that I use on the Drac. So, Jeff with an arrow. I don't believe it. That's the Stickmix is saying that about the arrow. That's the only flight test plane I've ever made, and I actually cut it all out by hand, and it was a lot of work. Hang on, guys. Okay, so let's get to the last airplane. The last airplane, and this is the newest in the fleet, and I can't wait to fly this thing because she's a beauty. She's a beauty. She's one and a... Okay, well, I'm not gonna sing, guys. All right, guys. So this is the Mooney, as I think it was Lauren or Joanne that pointed out that this is a Mooney. I didn't know that. So, so basically, this is my kind of like passenger airplane, and it's got kind of a nice dihedral to it. It really looks nice. The one thing about this, there's a couple things about this kit that I'm just going to mention right away. That the decals, they're not horrible, but what the problem is that it's on such a major curved surface. None of the stickers want to lay down, and I used my spray bottle with soapy water in it. So I spray the fuselage here with soapy water, then I spray the back of the sticker with water, then I'm able to move it into place, and I have a lot of time before I actually get it into place. And then what you do is you squeegee out all the water that's underneath the sticker, so that's why you can get really nice you can get really nice sticker placement. Same thing I did with this sticker here. This was a really tough sticker to get in place. If I wasn't using that technique, it would be really hard. So I really like the scale details here. This here and this here. Also this little tailpiece that's right up here. Can you guys see that? That's pretty cool. So that might be a really cool place to put an FPV camera. I won't be doing it at Flite Fest, but this is I'll just be flying this one line of sight. So, all right. So this is called the Lunar Eclipse. It should be pretty awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the inside of this. So basically, I have the CG right here, and it's just a tiny bit nose heavy. I probably need to move that battery back just a little bit. But let me go ahead and show you the inside. What I did, I made a little tape catch here so I could just pull this up like this. And the top comes off just like this. There's a ton of room. You can put FPV equipment in there. This is really spec'd out to do like a 3300, 22 to 3300 milliamp 3S. I have this 5200 milliamp pack in there right now. Yeah, it's so easy to set up. I mean, this is that 5200 milliamp pack, and look how much space is still in there. So I'm going to move this back just a smidge. I have just a really simple Lemon RX receiver right here. Yep. Now, the thing I don't like about this airplane is that this is a belly lander. You can buy landing gear for this, but I generally don't like landing gear at all. But if you look at these servos, you can see that when it belly lands here, it's gonna hit the top of your servo right here. So I made these little EPP ramps here that'll help protect the servo from getting caught on anything. I'm hoping this doesn't get caught on anything. But after Flite Fest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the servo all the way to the top of the wing. So I'll have my control surfaces up here, because landing this on its belly and having these servos so exposed is really going to be messing stuff up. So I really can't wait to fly this one. The history with this airplane is that I saw this on Ready Made RC early on in my FPV or my flying career, and I thought, man, I really like that airplane, and I hadn't thought about it for a long time. I just happened to be on the Ready Made RC website, and I was just like, oh, there's the airplane. It was on sale for like $54. So and like I was saying before, the shipping was about $20, so about $70 for the airplane, and that's just the kit. There's no electronics or no motor, no nothing. So anyway, I can't wait to fly this at Flite Fest. Hopefully, if I can, I'll try and live stream that. I'll see if I can get one of my cronies when I'm at Flite Fest. I'll say, hey, can you hold this for me so we can live stream? So hopefully I can bring you the maiden of this at Flite Fest. Which should be pretty awesome. So let me put this airplane down. I'll take a quick peek at your guys' comments. We'll say hi to all 29 of you out there, and we'll take a look here. So sorry for me looking directly at you guys here. So they're talking to Alex in the background about nose heaviness. Let's hear. I like all my things just a little bit nose heavy. I always run 30% expo on all my airplanes, no matter what. And I also put the aileron and the elevator on a 3-position switch for differential, or not differential, the amount of throw. So I always have low, medium, high, and that's basically it. So let's see here. I have to go. Okay, see you, Havard. Thank you. For all you international people, I'm sorry that you can't go to Flite Fest. Hopefully they will be doing a Flite Fest International, which would in all different countries, which I think is what they are hopefully able to do. I can't get my flight test spear to balance on the CG with two 2200 3Ss in parallel. Alex, just to let you know, most wings, even with the big battery packs, still need weight. I mean, on my legit wing 40, I had a 5200 milliamp 4S on there, and it just barely CG'd. So just to let you know, most wings need nose weight, and don't feel bad about putting lead in there. Of course, it's always better to go with a bigger battery if you can, but if you don't have that size of battery, then you can't do it. So let's take a look here. Jeff, can you confirm paint colors on the mini Drac? Yes, I can. Hang on a second. Hang on, Tom. Okay, so these are the 3 colors I got for the mini Drac. So what you need is Plastidip, and I got this one here, which is gunmetal gray, which is what I have for the main body here. And for the orange parts, you're going to need to spray white Plastidip first, and then blaze orange. So if you don't spray white first, the orange is just going to look really muddy. It looks terrible, actually. So make sure that you spray white under any bright color that you're going to get. I'm actually going to be doing a custom build on a full-size Drac for a customer of mine. And I'm going to be doing the gunmetal gray, but instead of the orange, I'm going to have bright green. When I was taping up this mini Drac, I used bright green tape on it, and I took pictures of it, and it was the bright green right next to the gunmetal gray, and oh man, it looked good. As some of you guys know, bright green is one of my favorite colors, and so to see the bright green against the gunmetal gray, man, it looked really, really awesome. So that's probably going to be the paint scheme for the custom Drac that I'm making for a customer of mine, and I hope that I can probably bring that to you guys on the channel too. But guys, a lot of people ask me about the mini Drac and how do I like it, because as you guys know, I had a full-size Drac, and I liked the full-size Drac, but I didn't quite like the way it handled, and I really wasn't going to be using it for full, like, long range and stuff like that. Hang on. But I truly love the mini Drac. I feel like everyone should have a mini Drac. I mean, it is such a performer. When you look at this airplane and everything Chris Click had to do to get it to this point, it just screams passion. And I like passion in people. I like being passionate about putting awesome paint on things. I like that Chris this has been like a dream of his for such a long time. So I can say that without a doubt, if any of you guys ever get a mini Drac, and I think that everyone should at some point, make sure that you try and get one, because it is amazing. It is for the advanced pilot, most definitely. And a lot of people have asked me, when am I going to put a flight control system in here? I'm not. I don't want to put a flight control system on here because this is a smaller plane. I want it for ripping, close proximity ripping. This is what I want. I don't need a flight control system for that. So, mini Drac for beginners, no. No. Say no to monsters. All right, somebody just asked me about the wingspan. Hang on a second. I actually don't know what the wingspan is. I never have known, so you guys are going to get a first-hand look here. You guys remember these from school? The old yardstick? All right. So it is exactly a yard. 39.5 inches. Just call it 40 inches. So to let you guys know, so I got the stock power plant for this, and I always felt that like the 45 amp ESC that it came with was a little bit small, so I went ahead and put a Turnigy 60 amp in here just to make sure that it was completely covered as far as amp draw goes, because it seems like it's right on the edge of the abilities of the stock ESC. I wish you would have went to at least a 50 amp ESC for the mini Drac. So let me just take a quick peek through you guys' messages here, and I have no idea why my nose starts itching as soon as I do these things. Oh my goodness, I'm not picking my nose, guys. All right, let me just take a quick peek here. Right now you get a free right wing t-shirt if you order a mini Drac, and I have that t-shirt, and it's an awesome t-shirt too, so even more. Perhaps if you have too much money. Yeah, Stick Mix. I don't have that problem. I have just enough money. Luckily, people send me things from time to time. All right, so Dan, let's see here. What's the wingspan? We just covered that. Any base coats before the gunmetal paint? No. I just went straight onto the surface. I actually didn't even clean the surface of the mini Drac when I did that, and it is really good. So it didn't come off. So one thing that you have to do is you have to put very thick coats on, because what I did is you guys will see this. I actually tested thin. So this is the nose piece from my full-size Drac. So I was testing Sharpie on it, and Sharpie just rubs off. So I was testing. What you do is you spray some down. You put a piece of tape on it. And you pull it up to see if any of the paint comes off. And it wasn't until I got like 3 or 4 coats in that I could stick it on there and lift up the tape without any of it coming off. So you might still get a little pieces here and there coming off when you pull up the tape, but that's something you really have to deal with. Now here's another pro tip, guys. So because I've been painting for a long time. So to make the tape less sticky for when you're taping on top of something that you've already painted, what you do is you take out your tape and you just use your t-shirt or your jeans. All you do is you do this, and what you're doing is taking a little bit of the stickiness off, and basically it picks up a little bit of the lint here, so that this is not going to adhere to your paint as aggressively as it would. So I do this on my jeans and whatnot and stuff like that. So I do that first, and then you put it on the model, and then when you peel it off, it's not going to peel your paint off. Pro tip. All right, guys, let me just take another quick peek at your guys' comments, and we'll wrap this up here, guys. All right, so Raul, I do not recommend a stabilizer. Well, I have a stabilizer that I turn on and off. I turn it on for the launch, because launching is the time when you're going to crash, the highest likelihood of you crashing and landing, of course. So I turn it on for the launch, I get it in the air, and then I turn it off. You'll see that in one of my recent videos with the mini Drac, the cruising. I had the stabilizer on, I throw it up in the air, turn it off, and then I went to do my things. And that's the one that I hit 113 miles an hour. So
Several thin coats. Now, Tom, thin coats, yes. First coat is going to be a thin coat. After you dust it with a thin coat, you can go heavy after that way. Don't worry, it dries fast and it doesn't goop up like regular paint does. It tends to absorb and hold, so that's pretty cool. All right, so let me just take another quick peek. I know we're going on 35 minutes right now. You guys are so awesome for staying with me here. That's really nice of you guys to spend your day with me here. How do you monitor the voltage of 2 packs in a plane? For example, if you run just a LiPo for FPV gear. Well, Alex, what you do is you get a battery pack that's gonna way far exceed your needs. So if you've got a little 850 milliamp pack or 1,000, that's gonna be for just your FPV stuff. That should power your FPV stuff for like 2 hours at least. Let's say if you're gonna go for an hour flight. So that's you can't monitor voltage. Or actually, in the ArcBird, you can monitor if you're using 2 different battery packs, you can monitor that. So anyway, it's just built into the ArcBird. So Nathan, hi Nathan. I'm terrible at line of sight flying 2 monsters. You should get better. You should get very proficient at line of sight flying 2 monsters before you get up there and start doing FPV stuff. Because you never know when you have to pull off your goggles and start piloting the airplane. Stop sniffing. You're allergic to us, Tom says. Sorry about that. It's funny, I don't have allergies. I only have allergies to cats, and that's it. I must have allergies to live streams. All right, let me go back in the comments. Just make sure I didn't forget anything. I don't think so. Base coat. Green is the slowest color. Yes, Stick Mix. I'm a slow mother. All right. Let's see here. They are talking with Graupner to help support Flite Fest Europe, not in the books yet, but is in the planning. Okay, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Here I go again. Here's my nose. Oh, jeez. Okay, guys. So look forward to me being at Flite Fest. I'm going to do as much live vlogging as I can. And obviously, I can't do any editing at that point, so I'll probably be doing a lot of live feeds from there. So I'm not going to have any schedule for when they're coming up or anything. I want to try and fly every single one of my airplanes, maybe some quads at the same time. So, guys, thanks for spending some of your morning or your afternoon or your evening, wherever you are, with me at this point. So now you know all the airplanes that I'm going to have at Flite Fest West. And I'll talk to you guys later. So let me just take a look really quickly here. Have a good trip. Say hi to Josh for me. Yeah, same time. There's also Andre Rousseau, who's from Canada. I'm going to meet him up there. He's one of the volunteers up there. Is that the same paint that you used on my Legit Wing? No, Legit Wing I used Rust-Oleum, just the one coat plastic paint. You can use Plasti Dip on the Legit Wings, but it gets a little bit heavy. The standard paint is perfectly fine, and spraying EPP takes any kind of paint. So yeah, I'll give the flight test gang a hug, Stick Mix. I'm a hugger, so let's see here. Henry. Oh, hey Henry, how's it going? Thanks for joining me, Henry. Henry, I was talking to about quadcopter frames. I'm trying to get over 120 miles an hour, and he produces some cooler. He produces some quadcopter frames where the arms are not flat; they're vertical like this, so it cuts through the air a lot faster. Henry, give a shout out to your website if you have one. Throw it in the comments down below real quick. And also, when this video goes onto YouTube, make sure to put a comment down below with your designs. Andy Morgan say, it's my day off, keep going. That's cool. Lauren says I'm retired. Lauren, of course, condolences. You know what I mean. So I was very sad to hear that. Flu says, where are you located, 7 Demo 7? I see that you're going to Flite Fest West, and I'm just curious. I live in sunny Southern California, and I'm in South Orange County, like deep South Orange County, so not as far. So basically, I'm located in between Camp Pendleton and Santa Ana, basically, is about where I'm located. And it'll take me basically about 6 hours to drive up to Flite Fest, which is kind of a long way. But like I said, I'm attempting to leave at about 2 to 3 in the morning so I can get out of LA traffic, and about halfway up there before I hit 8 o'clock or so. Mini quads from Pleasure Tech. He says, Mini-Quaz, how often do you catch ESCs on fires with your high-speed runs? And the answer to that question is 0 times have I ever caught ESCs on fire. ESCs catching on fire is usually a hardware problem. It doesn't have to do anything with how much voltage you're pushing through them and all that stuff. So anyway, guys, thank you guys. I will see you guys real soon. I look forward to my live feeds from Flite Fest West, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!